Good morning, respected Director Sir, Deans, HODs, faculty members and my dear students. Today, we have assembled here to have a session on exploring opportunities of angel investment, venture capital funding for early stage entrepreneurs. Let me briefly introduce our today's guest speaker, Mr. Sushil Shukla Sir, who is an assistant professor and vice president IIC cell of IIMT College of Management. He has a very rich and diverse experience of industry as well as academia. After serving for 10 years in Indian Air Force, he worked in reputed organizations like Reliance Infocom, Tata Teleservices, Reliance Telecom and Ericsson Global for 2 decades in leadership roles in network engineering function. He is a global certified competency assessor through Ericsson. He is PMP certified from Project Management Institute, USA. He has been industry panelist for Symbiosis Pune, Noida and Bengaluru for final selection process of management students. I welcome Mr. Sushil Shukla Sir on the dais.
Good morning, Director Sir, Deans, HODs, respected faculty members and all my dear students. So I feel really honored and privileged to have this opportunity to speak on the subject which is very prominent in today's dynamic business world. So I'm really feeling very happy to have such a large audience who is part of this particular session. I'm sure this session will give you a lot of insights and triggers which can be applied further in real world scenario. So today's topic is angel investment and venture capital funding opportunities for early stage entrepreneurs. You all know that entrepreneurship is a process through which a young budding entrepreneur can set up a business venture by taking certain level of risk. At the same time, entrepreneur is an individual who do all this. So entrepreneurship always starts with identifying a problem in a particular sector. So it means the problems are the raw material for an entrepreneur. And an entrepreneur always has an approach to see problem as a business opportunity, not problem as just a problems. And that is the difference which is there among traditional businessmen and entrepreneurs. So we all know that this entrepreneurship journey is having a history which is having a tremendous focus in last decade. And nowadays everybody wants to be entrepreneur, even though certain basic qualities are highly required to be a successful entrepreneur. Now, to solve a problem which is identified by entrepreneur who is having an innovative idea, a creative approach, a risk-taking approach, are also having a leadership and good communication skill, so that he is or she is able to drive a special solution to the problems which is creatively designed and which is able to provide a cost-effective solution to solve the problem. Generally, a traditional business is covering only profitability, whereas entrepreneurship is not only ensuring profitability of the business, it has to ensure easing out the pain areas of end users. It means by solving the problem of end users or the pain point, addressing the pain points of end users, be it in the name of products or services, entrepreneur is always focusing on a long-term vision where we can ease out the pain areas of end users. Now, there is a step-by-step process to start up any business. And if you see the data point all across India, the main point or main challenge which is faced by entrepreneurs is funding issue. And so many startups are failing in India, and the key reason is adequate funding at the right time through right resources. We all know that there is a Ministry of MSME, which stands for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, which is enabling a lot of process and steps and awareness among different young budding entrepreneurs who at local level, regional level, state level and central level. So there is a support system, there is entrepreneurship development programs running all across. There are a lot of institutions which are at central level, state level and local level. There are district industry centers, there are other institutions which are having end-to-end awareness programs as a EDP process. At the same time, still there are serious gaps regarding the awareness, the skill set which is required, the process awareness, the step-by-step things which are aware. So to make them aware, there is a particular need to drive this kind of awareness programs and sessions all across institutions, in academia as well as corporate world, so that there is a potential business entrepreneurs who can explore new opportunities and new horizon to come out with flying colors. Right. So in case of funding, there are some commercial banks, there are some other banking institutions at rural area, there are RRBs, there are state finance corporations, and there are other banks which are providing adequate fund to the needy who want to start up their entrepreneurship as a micro level, medium or a small level business to start up. At the same time, there are two other aspects of funding which are very, very crucial and helpful. One is angel investing and other is venture capital. So angel investors are those investors who are individuals who are having surplus fund and a will to invest their lot of fund in certain ideas which is really having a potential business plan, and at the same time they evaluate based on their experiences the kind of business plan and the potential of the business, so they decide how much they can invest as an angel investors. So after evaluating, they decide that yes, I am ready to invest in this particular business plan. At the same time, I am looking for some equity share in the name of my investment portfolio as an angel investor. So with this kind of understanding and agreement between entrepreneur and angel investors, we have a documented agreement to proceed further. And not only their angel investors are just investing the money as a fund, also they are supporting as an entrepreneur, as a mentor, as a guide, that what kind of a skill set is required, how we can make this particular startup successful by guiding through all experiences in terms of technology, tools, techniques, right skill set, right mix of technology which is relevant, which is really required. At the same time, they help in selecting different stakeholders and vendors so that we are having optimum cost solutions, and the product and services which are the output of this kind of mentorship by angel investors along with funding. So they ensure that overall the startup will be successful. And why they are ensuring success of the business? Because they are also part of the business. Because then only they can create a win-win situation. It is not just that entrepreneur is successful and angel investor is not. So interests of both are really required. And that's why both put their best effort to make the startup successful. Apart from that, the venture capitalists are also part of, you know, funding where, first of all, we have to make a business plan, we have to do a lot of market research as an entrepreneur, and once our business plan is ready, we can definitely discuss the potential of business to the venture capitalist, and venture capitalist may be an individual or maybe a firm who can invest or support as a funding agent or agency, and also they can be part of business as a equity shareholder. At the same time, they can mentor and guide as an experienced or expert, so that especially the new business or a startup can be ensured to have a successful journey. You already know that these angel investors as well as venture capitalists, they basically focus on investing and raising funds at the early stage of entrepreneurship. You all know that at the early stage of any startup, there are a lot of risks involved in that. So they take a lot of risk because they are going to be party to the business, whereas not only profit will be part of their agreement, the risk is also there. What kind of risk might be there? There will be financial risk, there will be technology risk. Maybe the technology we started, suddenly there is change in technology, because you know that the pace of technological changes are very fast. So we have to stay relevant, and any change or upgrade of technology is having cost, so which may not be factored at the initial plan, and that is the reason we have to say this as a technological risk. There may be a legal or regulatory risk as well. There may be some uncertainty, unforeseen risk also. So all these risks are to be discussed as well as factored in the overall business plan before setting up an agreement between entrepreneur, venture capitalist or angel investors to raise adequate funds for startup a new business at the early stage of entrepreneurship. So all these challenges, if they are holistically, thought over, and adequate actions are taken care with a well thought balanced approach, so definitely that will ensure that success of entrepreneurs and a startup will be there, with the support of all stakeholders and all the party who are some or other way connected with the startup of business. So with the right skill set and mindset and correct approach, definitely we can do wonders there. So with this, I think the role of angel investors and venture capitalists really plays a very crucial role. So selection of right angel investors and right venture capitalists to ensure successful startup is the prime motto of an entrepreneur at early stage, because early stage risks are very serious and critical. So any lapse may lead to a lot of revenue leakage. So to avoid that, definitely we have to go for this kind of approach with total monitoring control, as well as having alignment with the future vision, the way market is dynamically changing, the way overall business scenario is changing. We have to align entire action and our resources accordingly. So with this, I think we know that these things are to be taken care while start up any business. And I'm sure if we are taking care of these kind of things, definitely we can assure that our startup will have a successful journey as an outcome. Thank you so much for paying attention and your valuable time. I hope these insights will trigger you to explore further, and with open mind be ready for accepting any change and continuously improve the entire process end to end with adequate support of investors and funding. Thank you so much.
Sir, we are very thankful for your insights about entrepreneurship and the importance of venture capitalist and angel capitalist in any business and entrepreneurs, and also the importance of entrepreneurs and opportunities for the early bird entrepreneurs. Venture capitalists are also very important in starting any business and startup. So thank you so much.